That's pretty funny.
This might be a healthy one.
We're trying to keep it as possible.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Hello.
Thank you all for being here, Rāja Yoga. This is the strange yoga class that we have here at the Yoga Sanctuary, where we talk about weird yoga philosophy, which really is the foundation for the physical āsana practice that we do every day in our other classes. So it's important to know the basis, the psychological basis, and the life basis, the grand picture, the big talk, the big information, which the little āsana practice fits into. The āsana practice is just a small aspect of your yoga. With that being said, I didn't give my name. It's Benedict, and I teach 2 classes here at the Yoga Sanctuary. Wednesday night, which is the Rāja Yoga class you're in now, and Thursday evening, which is a hot vinyasa flow class. So this class starts off with a short meditation just to calm our crazy vibes. Some of us come from the real estate world where we have lots of craziness going on. Some of us come from other walks of life where there might be a different kind of craziness. But none of it matters when you come into this room. This is an example of the sanctuary that you can carry with you in your physical body, wherever you are in the world and whatever situation you find yourself in. Imagine the door to the yoga sanctuary being closed at any time inside, and you can enter your place of Rāja Yoga at any time, any place. And that is the point of practice. The more we practice, the more at peace, the more rooted in your own sanctuary you will really be. So, please come to a comfortable seat. Some of us are already very comfy, that's fine. Preferred with the spine erect, the crown of the head on top of the base of the spine, so the spine is more or less perpendicular to earth. Let the shoulders relax. Let the eyes close, please. The eyelids are soft. Start to just hear your breath. You'll notice a lot in my classes in particular that I talk a lot about the breath. The breath is the easiest doorway to walk through to your spirit. The breath. That's your doorway, the breath. So place emphasis on your smooth, complete breathing right now. Feel your ribcage expanding left and right on the inhale. And feel it contracting on the exhale. Feel the navel moving towards the spine as you exhale. See if you can make the inhale and exhale perhaps 5 counts in and 5 counts out. Make it very slow, maybe 6 counts, whatever your lung capacity might be. Maybe 7 counts. Notice if there's any tension in the neck, in the shoulders, just try to relax it. See if you're clenching any muscles anywhere else. Sometimes in the pelvic area we tend to be tense. Sometimes our chest is tense. Sometimes our forehead, our brow is tense. The only musculature action right now is in your spine, keeping your spine erect. Everything else is relaxed. Smooth breathing. Counting to yourself 5, 6, maybe even 7 in, and then the equal amount out. We'll chant 3 ohms together. You can join or you can just listen. The 3rd ohm will be slightly higher than the first 2. Inhale. sound of Om, even though it's not physically audible. Hear that sound for the next moment. Continue your smooth breathing and hear Om. The sound is effortless. You don't need to say it mentally, just hear it. It is there. And slowly come back and slowly begin to open your eyes. For those of us that are new to this particular class, we open with the meditation. Then we have a few moments of discussion of yoga philosophy. And then we do our physical āsana practice. And then there's a guided meditation at the end, which is usually 10 or 15 minutes long. So we put all different aspects of practice into play here in the class. So tonight's topic is something very, very cool and always stirs up a little bit of controversy, which is okay because our job as yogis, you have a job, by the way, as a yogi, you have a job. You're walking your own spiritual path. Little did you know that you signed up for something big and grand, but every time you practice on your mat, you're walking further on your own spiritual progress. That's really what yoga is. So the email that I sent out yesterday gave a few clues and hints, and it started off with a strange question, and it said, is life fair? You might be thinking to yourself, what on earth does that have to do with yoga? But as we're learning, there's a lot more to yoga than just asanas, than just physical postures. There's a lot more to it. Yoga is an ancient philosophy. Yoga has its root word, which means union, is very similar to the root word of religion. And I've mentioned this many times in our class. We have a couple of new students, I'll mention it again. Religion comes from a Latin root, religare, which means to link back, to link back. And what are we linking? We're linking ourselves back to our source. So religion and yoga are both methods of linking ourselves back to our source. So we understand life, we understand where we came from, and we begin to understand where we're going. Last week, I showed this really strange looking life cycle. And this is actually in the handout that I give out. I have some handouts here if anyone would like one. Or you can sign up for the email list outside and I can email it to you. So last week we talked, like what? Okay, good. We talked about the grand cycle of life. And what bigger question is there than, did you raise your hand? Oh, no, okay. What bigger question is there than the purpose of life? So we began to delve into that last week with the chart that I just pointed to. So referencing the chart here, let's recap just a little bit where we've come from, where we've been. Consciousness begins as an unmanifested potential, divine, nature. Some people call it God. The word God has a lot of connotations though. So in yoga we don't use the word God very often because it brings to mind a lot of mental images and a lot of information, maybe even emotion. So we use divine or nature or something else. So spirit is unmanifest at the very top. And then in order to manifest, spirit has to come into the world And we see a downward arrow here, and then we see a kind of an upward arrow. So it's a cycle. Spirit comes down, spirit goes up. Spirit comes from something great, and then it returns to something great, but it's changed. When you return home, you're enlivened with experience of life. You're enriched. We have come into the world, seen, done, felt, cried, conquered, done everything, and then we've come back home fulfilled. And then we do it all over again in some other realm, which we have no knowledge about. So tonight, we are talking about the stage here where spirit comes into the human realm. So we have the mineral world, we have the plant world, we have the animal kingdom, and we have the human kingdom. And in the human kingdom, we're given the gift of choice and of free will. And this is the basis for the answer to the question of, is life fair? Because we have the ability to make conscious, intelligent or unintelligent choices, that's where this whole idea of fairness comes into play. Of events that seem to be happening around us that may seem unfair, and other events that happen around us that may seem perfectly fair. And sometimes we struggle with causes and with reasons and why. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Why is this person gifted with the ability to compose symphonies at 3 years old, Mozart, and this child is gifted with no legs and no arms when he's born, for example? Why? What is the reason for all this? Well, first of all, let's remember that there are two core practices in yoga. One is non-attachment, or vairagya, as Beth mentioned a couple weeks ago. The other is viveka, which is discernment or non-judgment. The first thing to always remember is that we cannot possibly begin to judge because we cannot possibly have all the information in order to render judgment. Why can't we have all the information? Because our brain is only capable of having so much knowledge at any given time. Of course we have access to other realms of information, and we can access that through meditation, which we work on in Rāja Yoga. But can we possibly have all the knowledge of any given situation such that we can drop the gavel and render judgment on anything? Now, you may be thinking, well, yes, I can do research, and I can watch the news, and I can talk to people in a situation and find out all of the details, all of the causes leading up to this situation, and then I can make a judgment. Okay, maybe you can do that. But can you possibly go into the far distant past before there was any written evidence? Now, this part of the talk may challenge some religions, and I apologize if it does, but this is yoga philosophy. So do you have the ability to look at past lives? Do you have the ability to look at all the causes that other individuals have experienced leading up to any particular event? The answer is usually no. Some of us might have the ability to peer into the far distant past, but usually the answer is no. We have a very limited field of vision. Spirit becomes cribbed, cabined, and confined in the physical body. That's a technical term, but it means that spirit and consciousness in general is omniscient. It's all-knowing. It's omnipresent. It's everywhere. But when we manifest in the human body, we come here for particular experiences, and we're cribbed, cabined, and confined into a physical lump of flesh and bone with 5 windows to the outside world. The 5 windows are our senses. This confinement is absolutely necessary in order to grow, in order to experience things, in order to learn from the physical world. So, the forgetfulness of all the past causes that we did have when we were joined with our spirit is necessary. We are supposed to forget the past. I'm talking about past lives. I'm talking about all the experiences we've had before we came here and now into this body. All that information is accessible to you, and you will have it again, but we need to grow to that consciously. So, this is the idea of non-judgment. Any situation that we see, it's not our duty to drop the gavel and to render judgment because we cannot possibly see the causes leading up to it. I mentioned in my email, there's a natural law that exists in the universe which emanates from the very core of nature, is the law of harmony. The law of harmony. So those are kind of my own words for this. I didn't read that anywhere. I'm kind of calling it the law of harmony. And before I give you the Sanskrit word for this law, which you'll surely know, I'm going to tell you a couple of passages from the Bible, because the Bible has a lot of similarities to yoga philosophy. I'm sure we've all heard things like, with the judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. I'm sure we've heard variations of these things, right? Kind of like the golden rule. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. These are all references to one core truth. Does anybody know what yogic term these are referring to? Which can also be called the law of harmony. Any ideas? Karma. 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 The law of harmony is karma. It's the basic law of existence. Now, science understands this, except science doesn't call it karma. Science calls it the law of action and reaction. And it's very accurate, the law of action and reaction. It operates everywhere, in every realm of existence, even in the mineral kingdom, of course the animal kingdom, and most definitely the human realm as well. What we don't always think about is the fact that it happens in other dimensions of existence too. On our handout, we have different planes of existence. We have our physical plane, we have the emotional plane where our emotional body resides, we have our mental plane, which is the aspect of ourselves that thinks exists in the mental world, where thought forms are created and sent. And of course we have the atmic plane, which is our soul level. Karma works on all those levels. Karma is obviously recognizable in the physical world. You push something and it pushes back against you. There's physical resistance. That's karma. That's the law of gravity, perhaps, or the law of inertia or momentum. That's an element of karma. Do we also think about thought karma? This is a huge focus in yoga, and I wish we had 2 hours to discuss it, but we only have 10 minutes, so we're going to try to condense it, but this is extremely important. Thought karma is what we need to focus on. The thoughts that we think every single day have an extreme karmic effect. More profound than physical karma, in my opinion. Why? Because thoughts are more powerful than physical actions. They last longer, they can affect those who are not physically in your proximity, and they can be added to by other similar thoughts. Have you ever thought about that before? If a group of people think the same thing, the thought form becomes much stronger. Sometimes thoughts can even jump from one group to another. How about different inventions that have been discovered on different continents in different time, at the same time by different people? Thoughts travel, just like physical actions travel. So, knowing that thoughts have karma on other people, it's also important to know they have specific effect on you, the thinker. It's like a boomerang. The thought that you think will come back to you in a certain vibration. And thoughts that other people think around us affect us profoundly. There's an excellent practice that I would suggest we all try. You can try it right now, as a matter of fact. Act as though every single person can read your thoughts. Every single person can read your thoughts just like you're speaking to them. Because, in a way, they can. Although we can't put it into words, not necessarily, we can feel it. We can feel thoughts, we can feel vibrations. Everything in the world is made up of vibrations, and only a small fraction of the vibrations can be detected by our 5 senses and by scientific instruments. It's kind of like when you're in a pool, a swimming pool, and there's a kid on a raft, and he's kind of like pushing the raft up and down, and the waves start. So every single person in the pool is affected by the waves, right? And then what happens when the waves hit the side? They come back and they make him float even more. This is the idea of mental karma. Karma affects everyone around you and, of course, ourselves. The word karma literally means action, but it doesn't mean only the act of action. It means the totality of the action plus its corresponding reaction as well. So it's the entire concept of causality. That's what karma is. So going back to the balancing principle of the universe, I know that's a kind of a huge, weird concept. When humans are given the power of free will, when spirit graduates, so to speak, from the animal kingdom and enters the human realm, we have the ability to make choices. So there has to be something to balance our choices. If we make a choice that helps the evolution of humanity, that's considered good karma because it creates pleasurable effects for us. If we make choices that impede the evolution of other life forms, could be considered evil, could be considered bad karma because it will create a corresponding displeasurable, unpleasurable, or painful effect on us. And it's also very important to remember that the effects are almost never instantaneous. There's a very good quote that I love quoting, and it's older than the Bible, although it's alluded to in the Bible. The wheels of the gods grind exceedingly slow, but exceedingly fine. And that's translated in many different ways over the years, but the system of karma works very slowly because the universe is huge and there's infinite numbers of actions and interactions happening all the time, but they grind exceedingly fine. Every single act is balanced. Every single thought that we think will have its corresponding reaction. Every single action will have its reaction. Science understands this. Science just hasn't proven yet anything beyond the physical world having its reaction. Nothing is either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. This is from Shakespeare. Anything in the world that happens, happens, right? And so we have the ability to react or to not react. The two yogic practices, Viveka and Vairagya, so important when it comes to sensing other situations in the world that happen. They happen. Usually we can't prevent them from happening. Do we react or do we consciously act? This is the concept. We don't judge things are good or bad. We see them, we feel them, we consciously evaluate, and then we can take action if... Oh, someone's calling. Okay. And then we can consciously take action if our action can be of any use. Some of us get all in a tizzy over the chemical trails in the sky, for example. Some of us have profound reactions to conspiracy theories, the government, and these kinds of things that are, and they may be real, they may not be real. Some of us have a lot of reaction to what's going on in the Middle East. If we can act, of course we should act. There's no question about that. This is not a passive state, but it must be a conscious action. A knee-jerk reaction is not helpful to anybody. This is the act of non-judgment. You don't judge. You consciously act, and then consciously evaluate, then act. Through the process of conscious action, we begin to create our circumstances. Now, this may not seem real to you yet because it might be the first time you're hearing this, but when you consciously act instead of react to situations in your life, you begin to create and manifest things. The things that happen around us stop being so mysterious. They start to be obvious. They start to be reflections of your inner state. Happiness, we've all heard this silly little thing, happiness never comes from the outside, it comes from the inside. That's why meditation is always the beginning. Your external life circumstances are a reflection always of what's inside. So the question of is life fair starts to take on a slightly different meaning when we understand karma. When we understand that every reaction we see is a result of something. What is it the result of? I'll let you answer that for yourself. What is it the result of? And again, I want to stress that it may not be something that happened that you can remember with your brain. In yogic philosophy, there's a very strong emphasis on rebirth. And I know that challenges religion, of course, but it also gives profound light on karma and on hardships in the world. And if you can't seem to remember what could I have possibly done as a child, or what did I do to my parents, or what did I do as a bully to deserve X, Y, Z situation that I'm experiencing now, You probably didn't do anything as a kid. You might have done something 4,000 years ago. I'm just saying, it's something to think about. We were all probably evil people at some point. We have to learn it. We have to learn how to be good. And if you haven't been, you might be in your next life. So I'm sorry if these words sound harsh, but this is the yogic philosophy of karma. If you read the Yoga Sutras, you'll begin to understand the inner workings of cause and effect, and how our life is a result of something. It's a result of something. What is it a result of? You answer that question yourself. So, the question, is life fair or is life unfair, begins to change when you begin to understand the law of karma, the law of harmony, the natural law of equilibrium. The universe balances every action. The last point that I'm going to make before we start our physical practice, this is a long talk and I apologize. The last point is, what do we do about all this? We stop creating personal karma for ourselves. You stop doing things that are going to have effects back on yourself. And when I say personal karma, I mean selfish acts. When you do a selfish act in the world, it's going to have its corresponding effect on you. When you do an unselfish act, you're uplifting humanity, you're uplifting the world, and it will not have a painful effect on you. Stop creating new karma that you'll have to work out in a future time, because it most likely won't be tomorrow. It might be next life. You might find yourself in a strange situation in the next life, and what did I do to end up here? Stop creating the personal karma. That's it. That's the goal. And now, how do we take that to our yoga mat? How do we bring that back to our yoga mat? Well, the small always reflects the large. Everything in our life is a cycle, cycles upon cycles. What are our thought forms when we're practicing yoga? How do we practice yoga? Are we able to control our thought forms while we practice yoga? Are we sending out any type of vibrations that might come back to us in an undesirable fashion when we practice yoga? Let's analyze what our mind does when we practice. Let's move to our backs, please. Legs are flat. Arms by your side, palms facing up. Deep breath in. Open the mouth, exhale. Seal the lips and breathe smoothly and completely. Nostrils in and nostrils out. Slowly. Remember our 4, 5, or 6 count breath. Come back to that, please. Maybe even a 7 count breath. But make it equal inhale and equal exhale. Your inhalation is complete. You're filling your lungs. The lungs are expanding on the inhale. Bless you. And the lungs are gently compressing on the exhale as your navel moves towards the spine. Make it controlled, make it complete. At the top of your next inhale, you pause for 3 counts. At the top of your next inhale, hold the breath and count to 3 slowly. And then exhale for the same duration. Continue the pause at the top of the inhale. And then exhale for the same duration. 2 more cycles of this. Complete inhalation, pausing for 3 counts, and then complete exhalation. After that's through, bend the knees and prepare for our bridge pose. Place the soles of the feet on the mat, hip width apart, toes are directly pointing forward. The fingertips can touch the heels if possible, palms are down. As we normally do, we enter dynamically into the pose several times before holding it statically. So on your inhale, we go up into bridge, the arms rise and go behind us on the inhale. And on the exhale, slowly the hips come back down and the arms come down. And we use our 4 or 5 or 6 count inhalation and exhalation. We do it slowly. We inhale into bridge, pressing the hips up, arms up, and then we slowly exhale everything back down. The feet are hip width apart, so about 7 inches apart. I'm not sure if you should have the bolster here for this.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna stand.
Okay, sure. All right.
Sorry.
Continue the movement. At the top of your next inhale, we hold for 3 counts, just as we did before. So as we inhale up into bridge, we pause the breath for 3 counts. Close the eyes while doing this and be still. And then exhale back down slowly. Yes. 2 more like this. Inhale up slowly, hold at the top, 3 counts. Slowly make your way down. Inhaling up into bridge this time. Hold for 3 counts. And then exhale the arms down and keep the hips up for this one. The hips are up. If you can lace fingers underneath the abdomen and torso, do that. Holding the bridge now. Press the feet down and away from you into the mat, try to release your glute muscles. Keep the breath moving smoothly. If your fingers are laced, try to straighten your arms, press the heel of your palms together if that's available to you. Keep the breath moving. I like to hear the breath as we know that you're focused on it. Slowly release the palms and come down gently out of bridge. Hands to the belly, pause here, the legs are still bent. Now straighten the legs to the mat, reach the arms to the back wall, press through the heels, reach towards the back wall. Keep the body where it is, but exhale and relax. Again, reach, press the heels, reach back on the inhale. Now bend the legs, grab the thighs from the back, and begin to gently rock and roll. Come to all fours. Come to all fours and set up your all 4 pose. Your hips directly over knees, shoulders directly over wrists. Neck is long, so the chin might be tucked a little bit. The neck is as long as possible. Pause here. And I'm going to give a mantra. This is an English mantra. Mind is still, body is like the vast expanse of sky. Mind is still, body like the vast expanse of sky. Repeat it mentally to yourself. Mind is still, body like the vast expanse of sky. As you inhale, the belly drops, the knees will go up, shoulders down, away from the ears. Exhale, tuck the tailbone first around the spine, ending with a rounded spine like an angry cat, looking at the belly button. Slowly inhale, the belly drops, shoulders are away from the ears. Round the spine on the exhale, gazing at the belly. Inhale, belly drops, gaze goes up. Exhale, back to child's pose, hips to heels, forehead on the mat. On your next inhale, we're coming up to our knees, all the way up, arms towards the sky. Inhale, come up to the knees, arms towards the sky. And on the exhale, back to child's pose again. Slowly down. Inhale up to all fours, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, stand on the knees all the way up. On the exhale, come back to child's pose. Mind is still, body like the vast expanse of sky. Inhale, all fours, belly drops, gaze goes up. Exhale, child's pose. Mind is still, body like the vast expanse of sky. Inhale, stand up on the knees, arms are up. On the exhale to child's pose, the mantra to yourself. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Inhale, all fours. Gaze goes up. Tuck the toes, downward dog. Spread all 10 fingers. Feet are about 7 inches apart. Relax the head, relax the neck. Heels towards the sky. Inhale. Heels back down, exhale. Heels up, drop them to the left. Drop the heels to the left. Press back through the shoulders equally. Keep the shoulders square and hips square, yes. Heels back to the sky. Other side. Keep the hips square. The heels are dropping to the right now. Yes. Heels towards the sky and then heels back down. Say yes with your head. Say no with your head. Just breathe. And admire those nails. The right leg comes up, the right toes stay down. The toes are pointed down, that means the hips are square. Point the right toes, send the leg all the way up, stack the hips, bend the knee in the air. Look under each shoulder in succession. See if that left heel can come back down to the mat while the right leg is still high. Right leg straightens and right leg lowers. Stand on fours if you choose. Other leg comes up, the left toes are down still. Hips are square to the mat. Now the left leg goes all the way up, stack the hips, bend the leg in the air, look under each shoulder. See if the right heel can come back to the mat. See if that left hand can become a little bit lighter on the mat. Oh, yeah. Maybe it comes off the mat just a little bit. Okay, straighten the left leg, nice. Straighten the left leg, it comes down. The right leg makes its way forward, the right foot comes between the palms. The left knee comes down, hands to the right knee. Sink into the mat with your hips. Let the hips open. Just sink. The top of the left foot is down. Arms come to prayer, hands are at the chest. Eyes closed. Mind is still, body like the vast expanse of sky. Open the eyes, use an inhale, send the arms high. Exhale the hips even deeper into the mat while you reach higher towards the sky. How stable can you be? Stability here. Breathe. Palms to the chest. Palms to the mat. Tuck the left toes under, send the right leg up and back, three-legged dog, and the right leg comes down. The left foot comes between the hands. The right knee comes down to the mat, top of the right foot is down, hands to the left knee. Set up your foundation, be stable. Feel the hips opening into the mat, just let them open. The left knee can come over the foot. Just feel like you're melting, and then bring the palms to the chest, prayer pose. Eyes closed. Feel your connecting points to earth, yet feel expansion in the mind. The mind is free. It's uncluttered, it's light. The mind is light. Open the eyes, arms go towards the sky on an inhale. Exhale, sink the hips even deeper. Two separate motions, sinking and reaching at the same time. Palms come to the chest, and then palms come to the mat. Tuck the right toes under. Send the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. And the left leg comes down, downward dog. Beautiful. High push-up. Come on the tippy toes. Tippy toes, heels come farther over the toes. Slowly come down the belly, all the way down. Palms right where they are. Baby cobra pose. Just use your back strength to peel the chest up. Hold here, 10 seconds. 9. Keep the breath moving. 8. 6, 4, 2, and release. Keep the palms right where they are. Come back into cobra again. Just 5 counts this time. Feel the chest up using back strength. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Arms by your side, left ear to the mat. Switch ears. Palms back under the shoulders, preparing for upward facing dog. Straighten the arms, pull the chest through, and hold upward facing dog, and breathe. The shoulders are down away from the ears, the toes are straight back, the legs are engaged. Breathing here. Keep the breath moving, and the mind is still. 3, 2, shoulders down, 1, and tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Yes. Pedal the feet left and right. Make sure your inner knuckles are pressing into the mat. Place more emphasis between the thumb and the index finger, less emphasis on your pinkies. Beautiful. Analyze the thought patterns that are happening in your mind. Right foot comes between the palms again. This time, the back heel rotates down and you inhale all the way to warrior 1. For this warrior 1, we're going to press the left hip forward. Yes, imagine your hips are square to the front of the room. Sink a little bit deeper into the front thigh. Yes. Straighten and strengthen the back leg. Reach a little bit higher towards the sky. The palms are strong. Fingers are fierce. Breath is controlled. Palms come to the chest. Prayer. Inhale them out to the side. Exhale them back to prayer. Inhale them up. And exhale them all the way down to the mat. Complete the exhalation. Send the right leg back to downward dog. Yes. Left foot comes forward. Plant the left foot between the palms. Rotate the right heel in and down. Use an inhale to come to warrior 1. Breathe in warrior 1. Set up the pose. Strengthen the back leg. Make sure the right hip is pressing forward. Yes. Feel your stability. Press to the outside edge of the right foot. Spread all 10 toes. Make sure the shoulders are down away from the ears and the arms are strong. Gaze is locked on one point. Palms come to the chest. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, prayer pose. Inhale, arms up. And exhale the palms to the mat. Send the left leg up and back. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, halfway down. Elbows hug in. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe calmly and controlled. Mind is still, body like the vast expanse of sky. Mind is still, body like the vast expanse of sky. Child's pose. Wide knee, separate the knees wide. Forehead to the mat. Come back to the breath. Always come to the breath. Come to your bellies, please. The arms are reaching forward, legs are stretched back. Both arms are forward. The right arm and the left leg together will elevate. The right arm and left leg, look forward, look forward. Point the left toes. Turn the right palm in. Reach the fingers a little bit higher. Point the left leg a little bit higher. Yes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release those down. Left arm, right leg together. Left arm and right leg are up. Breathe calmly. Turn the left palm in. Point the right toes a little bit higher. Just 3 more counts. 2, 1, and release. Now, both toes and heels come together. Both arms are up. Both arms are up, and both arms go out to the side like airplane arms. Breathe, yes. Both arms come back now like airplane wings, back towards the back. Come a little bit higher, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Left ear to the mat, arms by your side, palms are facing up, toes together, heels come out to the side. The eyes are locked on one point, or the eyes can close. You're cultivating your stability and your calmness. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali talks about 2 key factors when practicing physical postures: sthira and sukha. Sthira is stability, sukha is ease. If you don't have stability and ease, it's technically not an asana. Stability plus ease. Press the palms under the shoulders again. Using 90% back strength, peel the chest up, squeeze the elbows in. Toes and heels are touching. Squeeze the elbows in. Shoulders down away from the ears. And slowly relax down. Place the opposite ear to the mat, arms by your side, palms facing up. Press back to child's pose again. Actually, come to sitting on your heels, please. Sit on your heels. Shift the weight to the right hip, swing the legs out in front. Lift your way onto your back. Send the legs straight up into the air. The balls of the feet are floating towards the sky. Your sacrum is down. Legs might be bent a little bit, that's fine. We're breathing. What can you relax now? Can you continue your 7-count breath? In your next inhale, the arms go up and back towards the back wall. On the exhale, the knees come to chest and arms come down. Make this a vinyasa. Inhale the legs straight up and arms back. And slowly exhale the knees in and the arms down. Do it very slowly with control. Yes. On the inhale, the legs and arms are up and back. On the exhale, the knees come in and the arms go back down. Yes. Try to exercise your 6-count, 7-count inhale and exhale. Control the breath, control your mind. On the inhale, the feet are up and the arms are back. On the exhale, the knees come to the chest and the arms come down. 4 more of these, slowly. Let the mind rest on the breath. Breath and movement, that's it. After your 4th one, squeeze the knees into the chest. After your 4th one. As you squeeze in, see if you can grab opposite elbows. If the elbows aren't available, over the knees, of course. And if the elbows aren't available, just grab the wrists or grab forearms, wherever you can. Squeeze in. See if the tailbone can press down to the mat. Grab the backs of the thighs. Rock and roll a couple times. Come up to a seat with the legs stretched out in front of you. Then the right leg in, the right foot on the inner left thigh. Inhale, reach high. And exhale, just ground the body over the left leg.
Ground the body down.
Allow the spine to arch. See if there's some element of comfort and ease that you can find in this posture. For some of us who are not flexible, just bend the knee up if that's more comfortable for you. See if the elbows might relax. Just find peace. See if you can dangle the head down even. Let the spine ground. Yes. Be still. And release. Straighten the right leg, bend the left leg in. On the inhale, reach high. On the exhale, fold forward. Just round the spine. This is a practice. Practice your stillness. Is there a place you can go right now where the body can be still? Just ask yourself, is it possible to be completely still? I love it. Perfect. Release that. Both legs are straight. Last one. We inhale, reach high. And exhale, just fold forward, surrender. Again, can you be still? Can you eliminate involuntary movements? Can you be at peace with your circumstances right now? Can you make friends with the present moment? Can you accept what is? Because it is. It is. Round the spine up, roll back onto your back, take happy baby. The knees are pointing down towards the mat. Perhaps grab the big toes and straighten the legs left and right if that's in your practice. If it's not, just maybe straighten one leg, bend the other knee in, and then switch. Make you feel good on your hips. Right leg goes flat to the mat. Hug the left knee. Lace the fingers just below the knee. Pull the knee around the rib cage towards the left shoulder. Straighten the right leg. Flex the right toes back towards the face. Pull the left knee towards the left shoulder, avoiding the rib cage. Pull it in tight. Release some of the pressure on that. Guide the knee across the body towards the right. Take a supine twist. More importantly, keep the shoulders on the mat and bringing the knee to the ground. Look up first and then untwist second. Set the left leg flat. Pull the right knee in, lace the fingers just below the right knee. Pull it around the rib cage. Flex the left toes back. Release some of the pressure on that. Guide it across the body. Supine twist. Slowly untwist. Hug both knees in to neutralize the spine. Bring the soles of the feet together, the outside edges of the feet to the mat. Recline cobbler pose. Press on the tops of the thighs. Bring the tops of the thighs down. Press them towards the front of the room. Create a lengthening in the spine. Begin to relax. Straighten the legs, please. See what final adjustments you might need to make with your body before our Shavasana. Become comfortable. Palms facing upward. Close the eyes, become motionless. There should be absolutely no movement in the physical body. If we're going to go beyond the physical body, we need to learn to control it first. Controlling the movement. No involuntary movement at all. Say in your mind, Om. On each exhalation, say Om mentally. Feel the body relaxing more and more with each exhale. Relax mentally, relax physically. Feel yourself becoming completely relaxed. And tell yourself you're going to meditate. Choose a positive affirmation for yourself, known as a sankalpa. It might be, I'm in control of my emotions. My mind is calm. I'm in control of my thoughts. Or simply it might be, all is well, all is well, all is well. Be succinct and state your resolve or positive affirmation to yourself 3 times with intention. Now become aware of the night sky. Become aware of millions of stars, brilliant, life-giving globes of fire and light. You look up and you see the brightest one. It's blue. And as you look up and you see this bright blue star, it starts descending towards you as if it's magnetized to you. This beautiful, brilliant star is bathing you in peaceful blue light. It approaches you, and it lands on the top of your head. As the star is on your head, your scalp can't help but not relax. Just let your scalp be soothed. Let your forehead be soothed with this brilliant blue light. The star makes its way down your forehead to the tip of your nose. Relax your nose, relax your eyes. The star is now near your chin. Relax your lips and your cheeks. Relax your neck. This blue light is now lowering itself down to your chest. Feel it. Feel this light. Feel it soothing and relaxing your chest, your heart center. It now moves to your right shoulder, your right arm, your right wrist, your right hand, your right fingers. Back to your left shoulder, your left arm, your left wrist, left hand, left fingers. Back to your heart center and slowly down towards your navel. Relax your midsection. This brilliant blue light is soothing and healing. The star now moves down towards your pelvic area. Relax your digestive system, your reproductive system. Just relax everything in that region. Your right leg, right knee, right calf, right foot. Left leg, left knee, left calf, left foot. The star now envelops your entire physical body. Your entire physical body is being vivified, healed, nourished by this celestial cosmic light, this life-giving light. Now bring your attention to your natural breath. Just notice the flow of air moving in and out of the nostrils. Feel the air passing through the gateway of your nostrils. The left nostril and the right nostril. Gently in and out. In and out. Without any effort. Just be aware. Feel the energy on the air, the prana, coming into your body, and the cleansing exhale coming out of your body. No effort, just awareness. Your mind is still, but your consciousness is active. Mind is still, consciousness is active. No sleeping, just awareness. Think of an ocean, a dark blue ocean. Become aware of the waves, powerful yet gentle. See this beautiful, dark, vast expanse of ocean. That ocean lies within your inner space. Mind is still, body like the vast expanse of the ocean. The waves represent physical sleep. Visualize this state of physical sleep within you. Your body is completely at rest. Your mind is aware. You might even have the feeling of floating. The waves of the ocean represent your physical rest. Your mind is fully aware. Above you is a beautiful blue sky, and below is the vast expanse of ocean with infinite waves. This is the manifesting process of meditation. You're learning to transcend the physical body. Now you come to a field of grass. We're walking together. A perfect spring day, perfect green grass. We come to a well in the ground. You peer over the edge and look into the well. The well is dark and deep. It's a cylindrical tunnel into the depths of the earth. There's a bucket on a chain. Go ahead and lower the bucket into the well. The bucket moves into the abysmal darkness. You can feel the bucket but cannot see it. Now pull the bucket back up out of the darkness into the light. Let's lower it back down again. But this time you can actually climb inside the bucket, and I'll lower you down. Perfectly safe, perfectly calm. I lower you down and then pull you back up again. Perfectly safe, entering into the earth and coming back up into the daylight. The bucket is now winding down with you in it, out of the light, into the darkness. Complete darkness, emptiness all around you. You cannot see yourself, but you can know and feel that you are. I lower you down a little further with complete awareness and complete control. Now I'm winding you back up, back into the dim light. Now up through the top of the well into the daylight. Now that you're back into the daylight, repeat your positive affirmation to yourself 3 times. Repeat your positive affirmation 3 more times. Now relax all effort and rest in the space of knowingness that you are a master of your reality. You are in control of your life. Rest in that awareness right now. Rest in the knowingness that you are in charge. Everything you do is of your design. Everything you have is of your design. Begin to deepen your breath now. Begin to move the jaw side to side, move the tongue a little bit inside the mouth. Make other subtle movements with the body. The eyes remain closed. The arms slowly go towards the sky, then towards the back wall. Toes will point and flex. And however you choose to come back to a seat, make your way there. Palms come to the chest, chin bows.
Namaste, yogis.
Namaste.
I hope that class was helpful. Might have been a little strange, but I hope it gave you a couple nuggets to chew on for a while. And some things to maybe think about. So, thank you very much for being here. It's my honor and pleasure to guide you through your yoga practice. And I'll see you guys next week.